Immediately, the Philo ult just going off. That May ult freezing a good portion of their team.
Oh,
and
excellent job.
Brookdale just going in and sweeping up everything left.
Yo, and Jungle Queen going off. Shaking up. Ooh, what a great save from Tengen.
Hopefully, Union gets a little out of position here. And we're seeing
the AoE go down. Hopefully we can see Anakin use that ult.
And here we're seeing it. Chubb's a little too far ahead, able to get May walled off and absolutely taken down by Brookdale, allowing the team to push up and sweep what's left.
And it's really going to shake up Union. And we're seeing another ult go off right now.
Tried to go right for Chubbs. Union Skirko is able to stop him, but not save him. What a way to end the map. What a way. The team just crumbling under the pressure.
Let's check out this. Let's check out this play of the game from Philo. Excellent job. One
right in the head.
Down. Two goes
down.
Would you see that Symmetra ult going down? Able to get some great defense for Brookdale.
Absolutely
able
crazy.
to shut down that Reaper ult.
To set them up in.
Or
just teleport in.
Teleporter, get it right in there. AoE is going down. Getting up close and personal with the Winston. I don't think Union was expecting this.
I don't think so either, and
hey, we weren't expecting it.
I'm loving it.
And the enemy, this.
Oh
my goodness!
Philo showing off why he's the May.
Oh,
yeah, and absolutely.
Going in with the. Did you see that
headshot?
And it looks like we may have the chance to take it.
An extremely close game here. If Union stays on it for any longer, it's their game, and if we push them off, it's
we
ours.
are so close. We just need to get rid of this Reaper.
Beating down that Reaper with melees and able to get us the game.
Able to get the objective.
Oh, yeah.
Just before enemy Lucio can...
Allowing us to win overtime. That was a crazy match, honestly. I think it was really interesting to see both teams adopt a similar play style, both going for each other's throats, so to speak.
And let's see if they could get some more time off. We're going to see another heroes fight, or another team fight very soon.
The high ground, but getting, I believe, Anakin was getting.
We're seeing a barrier go out.
And we're also seeing Anakin's ult as he's just trying to take the health. Both Lucio ults went off. Anakin melting down Ramatra with the rest of the team, and then our team
shutting down that ultimate and pushing, getting rid of the rest of Union.
Scattering their team and taking them off the payload.
Looks like Anakin Sims is trying to pull back, get some pokes in.
We see in a critical May ult here, able to destroy their Ramatra and freeze a good portion of their team, pushing them off the payload and giving us, getting them off the payload and getting them back to respawn. With him down, they were able to push up, though he's back, and we are getting pushed back a little bit. We watched Damon just pushing in and destroying their Baptiste. Their Ramatra popping ult, but not able to take him down yet as he stands like a wall in front of their team, keeping them away from the payload. And we watch the May take him out as our Ramatra ults too, and their team falls like dominoes. We are seeing one of the damages go down. May able to keep
see
alive.
Another.
We see the May ult go out, and does again the Ramatra goes down. This might be the game here, folks.
30 seconds on the clock. We see the Baptiste trying to buy some time for the rest of his team.
We see
Tengen
just
pushing the Sojourn.
Destroying their Sojourns. The lifesteal as well. Just the damage, sorry. And here we see the barrier go out. Barrier out with Ramatra ult, and he just pushes in and does damage to everything in his radius. Genji unable to escape May's ice wall, and the entire team pushing up, destroying Union and pushing them all the way back into the hallway there.
And then we go right back into the game.
Right back into the game, and we see the Ramatra ult going off, and he's doing a lot of damage to our entire team right now, but it's not in fact. And it seems like we have a technical error, folks. We're getting a look at the team here.
It is, you could see their reactions. They are so disappointed.
Philo here, how well the team was really working. That communication from game one really coming into game two and seeing each team, they were both playing a more controlled, poke-heavy play style.
Commentate over.
Honestly, this is honestly as intense, as important, and as amazing as the actual game we're watching. The Torb Hammer one again.
Might even be more intense than the championships.
Absolutely. We do see the Union's team being very aggressive, trying to push in, trying to take a lot of health off of Damon. And then we
see the May wall going out, singling out the Genji.
not dismantle their team, which he keeps continuing to do.
And we do see Tengen
We're in
with the rest of his team take out the Ramattra, and we are in overtime already, folks.
And Tengen really showing us that DPS
And there we go.
she has, and that is the round.
Since the new meta came out, I was kind of a brawl specialist, so I was always playing like heroes like a Ramattra, a Reinhardt, Junker Queen, and all that good stuff. And the new meta really calls for a dive composition if possible,
And he gets this boost. It's not going to be enough to sustain one tank.
Even with
That is what I like to see. Oh, we're gonna see another one too.
At the same time.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, but the thing is, if we do, oh my goodness!
Not only the double boop there, but also seeing a good team.
What's going on, Brookdale? I'm Tyroni here at the casting desk. Who am I with?
You are with Monk today.
Me and Monk. We're casting Overwatch 2 today. We are in for a wonderful match. Brookdale versus Western Iowa Tech.
We're going to be in for a wonderful match. I mean, we saw last week. I hope we keep that momentum. But I've heard some things that Western Iowa Tech has taken off some of the better players between the league. And it's going to be a very interesting game because I know Brookdale is probably one of the better colleges in here.
I mean,
like,
who am I kidding?
I mean, we made it to semi-nationals last time, so I mean, we're capable of great feats, and I see us here, and I'm excited to be able to see a very good back and forth game, hopefully. I mean, I feel like games like that, especially when playing, are like the most fun, like especially when it's a hard-fought victory, like a 30-minute match, like, you know, better than my quick plays, you know.
Yeah, I mean, last week it was an entertaining match, but for me personally, it left a little to be desired. I felt like in the end, it became a little one-sided. And personally, you know me, I'm a Brookdale fan. I'll root for my team. But, you know, I like to see a little back and forth. And I'm hoping that today, against Western Iowa Tech, we could get a little bit more brawly, you know?
Mm-hmm. I always believe a good performance, a good drama. You know, you gotta lose some to be able to fully pull in the audience, you know?
Absolutely.
And, like, just be able to pull the attention and then have it finally be won at 2-2, you know?
Yeah.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how we eventually play through today. We can go ahead and see our players here starting to get ready. I'm sure they're more than excited and happy to go ahead and play. Hopefully it's going to be a very good game. Definitely probably better than last week's.
Yeah. Who's your man of the hour? Who are you rooting for?
Who's my man of the hour? I mean, last week we obviously saw... I mean, I'm personally a big fan of Habsat. I love the crazy Junkrat players. I was liking
that.
He was a little nasty, but I also felt like some of them walked into his traps on like purpose, or maybe they were paid actors and like he was paid off like Violet, you know?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm looking forward to seeing Philo play.
I'm very interested if we're going to be able to see the Tracer game from him or we're going to be able to see a Mei game from him because either or both of those heroes that he plays are very confidently well-versed within his kit. His Mei is very strong. I think I've talked about it last week, but he's very strong at Mei, especially knowing when to wall properly and how to communicate to his teams and best bring utility to his walls. But also his Tracer is very aggressive, and I've personally gone against it against the scrims. And I've stopped him a few times, but also he completely like pulsed me every single time. But now we're moving in on Ilios here, and I believe that we're still waiting on players to go ahead and fully lock in.
Yep, starting off on Ilios well though. I'm very excited.
And we have Western Iowa Tech.
Yeah, they're picking ball. I'm hoping I could see. I mean, both teams are picking ball actually. Maybe we could see a couple boops into that well. That's always fun to watch.
Absolutely. That's what we want to see within a game like this. And it's going to be interesting because Ilios is like they're clearly in the TDM mode. Wow.
Little technical difficulty.
Little technical difficulty. And it's going to be on, I forgot the name of this map. I mean, I know it's Ilios, but like the specific point.
Isn't this Sanctuary? Am I wrong?
I can't remember at all. I think they're just still rolling out. I don't think the match is ready, but yeah, no, Ilios is probably one of my better maps here. I personally like it a lot. I love booping people into well, and I love the second point.
Yeah, I mean Ilios well. That like I just have so many memories with that map from Overwatch 1. It was always so much fun. You can mess around with Lucio, Hog. it's just a bunch of fun.
So, anyways, we're having some technical difficulties at the moment, but we're going to be having that Ilios game with you, and hopefully we're going to see some funny boops off the map. I personally want to. 25 PayPal to whoever wants to go ahead and boop someone into a well, but that you didn't hear that from me. But anyways, yeah, big fan of well. I play Lucio. I play Hog. You know, what can you not love? Environmental kills.
Yeah.
Free
I mean, that's
environmental
really just the
kills
most
stuck on
fun you
the
can
point.
have in any game, I feel like. It's so hard to...
I
hate.
remember just like lining up for like a perfect boop kill, and I got like 2 or 3 in well, and it just feels so satisfying.
Yeah.
It really is like 1 in 100 games every so often, but like, anyways, I hear that we're loading in, and here we are. We're ready to prepare for attack. So, if you would like, I can go over the team compositions that we're seeing here.
That would be wonderful. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Western Iowa here. We can go ahead and see a lot more of a brawlier composition between a Zarya, Reaper, Torbjorn. The picks here are clearly more catered for a heavier brawl to be able to just be a high offensive force with a Brig and Kiriko backline to be able to slap on Band-Aids and keep the brawl going. Never mind, the May swap comes through. While Brookdale goes leaning in for more of a dive composition with a lot more of a survivable backline between Juno and Kiriko, and with Tracer, Genji, and D.Va all acting in on the dive while Juno and Kiriko can move around. But anyways, we see the engagement starting to begin as the D.Va's going to have to wiggle around the Zarya and be careful about giving her charge. But we can see that second bubble's already forced and she's below half. A lot of utility immediately being forced out on D.Va, but now the enemy team doesn't really have bubbles or wall or like... I mean, I think they use their own wall too, and like enemy Suzu. And we can see that we're just gaining space here. Not exactly a whole lot happening as the brawl is just currently ensuring, and that our D.Va doesn't really want to walk into the Zarya at full charge. We can see the enemy Reaper trying to go ahead and take the off angle here. And I think that Brookdale swapped to the Reaper here to go ahead and just keep up with the brawl. But numbers start coming through as the enemy Kiriko soon falls. Opposite soon falls out, but trades out Kiriko and Brig. So numbers have to come through here as we just begin the brawl. May soon falls, and Reaper's down left at half, and Zarya at full, currently trying to kite backwards. That Reaper is not going to be able to escape, though, with Peace. All the utility being forced Bubble, and now with Bubble being forced and that insane stagger being used on Reaper, this Zarya has to go ahead and back around.
That was a tough first
We
fight.
have a lot of ults, at least I believe, between D.Va Bomb and Kitsune. Western Iowa doesn't, so it's going to be very interesting. I think our play is immediately ripping Kitsune, as I was going to call that.
Psychotic.
And it's just collapsing straight on, but Goose was really feeling himself there. But numbers still come through because Brookdale is so reliable in communication with that Kitsune. And without Western Iowa being able to match the Kitsune, we take the next fight and bring it to 60%. There's only about, I believe, one good fight left.
I'd say so, yeah. 60%. It's going to be tough for Iowa to convert this. Especially given their ult economy. I'm not sure they'll be able to keep up with Brookdale here.
They're going to have to build their ults quickly here and have to play off a grab here. But picks already start coming out as Opposite's just able to eat the back line.
They're already down
alive.
both healers. It looks like Brookdale.
And it just looks like, yeah, we're already at 80%. 3 down.
May
Reaper
down
and
now.
Zarya about to fall soon. They're
Yep.
staggering the Reaper.
That's 2 fights in a row. Reaper got staggered now.
And you can just see they didn't even build that many ults. They only built May ult and Rally off of that also, which I mean, like, is kind of a lot, but they also came into it with only grabs, so they have to get these ults down in touch before anything else. And the Pogo Bomb comes through, and
Questionable bomb.
they are able to go ahead and touch, but it really looks like this Kiriko's immediately finished, and the Brig is already down. They already used Rally. They couldn't build Kitsune, so they're not able to go ahead and contest this fight anymore. The ult economy was just in our favor. We had the Kitsune and continued the snowball stronger than ever, and that grab came out a little late.
Yeah. I mean, there you have it. Like
It's just-
last week, Brookdale was able to just, as soon as they get a grip on that round, they're able to hold on to it so well.
With being able to gain Kitsune from a very strong fight that involved everyone's ult economy was kind of boosted, but also specifically from D.Va taking so much poke from Zarya, especially because Zarya should fundamentally beat D.Va, but if a D.Va can just outplay the Zarya, there's ways you can work around it. We've seen it played at the highest levels, where the rock, paper, scissors format of Overwatch can't really be played once skill starts speaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because D.Va took so much damage, Kiriko was able to build Kitsune, and by 40% they had Kitsune for an entire fight that the enemy team didn't even have an ult at like 70% to match.
Yeah.
We can see Western Iowa choosing to play Wu Yang here for a little bit more damage. while Brookdale wants to go ahead and mirror the Zarya and lean into a Reaper Tracer kind of a front line, while Western Iowa offers for a Venture Reaper backline for more damage versus Brookdale's consistency with Tracer.
I'm interested in seeing how the Wu Yang is gonna play out this
How many
round.
bubbles was that? Two. Two already forced.
Both
And look
out.
at our Zarya. She's already starting to walk up on the backline because our no one saw that. No one saw that. No one saw that.
I just like blacked out for a couple seconds.
I don't know what
the
just
heck?
happened, man. My vision went blurry, you know,
Dude.
like I stood up. But anyways, this Wu Yang's immediately being
Wu
attacked by
Yang getting
Reaper,
picked by
and Philo
Philo.
trades out Reaper despite us losing the Tracer in the situation.
Their Zarya's looking low.
Zarya's got no bubble, and Suzu immediately
Philo
forced our
picks it
Reaper
up.
profits. Their enemy Reaper extremely low, Swift Step forced, and Kiriko completely low.
The well claims
Who knows what's going to
victim.
happen? The well claimed another victim. The well has taken 2 bodies, everyone. Let's keep that in mind. And we're currently at 2% with 2 bodies from well.
Their
Reaper's
Reaper
Wraith
better look out.
immediately forced out. We see Goose already at 56% charge and Philo at 53%, while Iowa has at 60% with our Kiriko. It looks like we're going to see a dual Kitsune ult matching each other here, and it's just going to be debating on the others. Zarya's just holding this high ground for the Sojourn swap because we swapped off with the Tracer. We want to control the high grounds, especially on this map, because they're very oppressive.
Again, Brookdale's ult economy is just so strong.
We're just
compared
like
to
pushing
Iowa's.
them to their spawn and just gaining whatever kind of like charge we can. Our tanks taking damage where they can to funnel the support ults. We're apparently 15% higher than the enemy Kitsune. So it's going to be very interesting to see if we rip Kitsune first and win the fight, or if they survive and they match with their Kitsune and flip it. Suzu and Swift Step forced by us, and we're at 83%. Our Zarya's being walked up on with no Kiriko. And both Zaryas are traded, or Zaryas both fall.
Philo winning the
Reapers
Reaper
trades
duel
out,
against
and
Aang.
yeah, just numbers come through. That was a little complicated, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, both
just
teams now just
numbers,
gotta reset
right?
real quick.
And Brookdale sitting here at the 60% once again. We have Kitsune online from both schools. Reaper ult is closer next. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Was Philo spotted there?
No idea. I guess so.
I guess.
And it looks like he
Oh.
immediately wants to go in for it. He forces out the wave from Wu Yang. Second bubble comes through.
Gets
The
punished,
Ajax.
unfortunately.
Well, I mean, like it's Lucio ult if it's an Ajax, but still.
Opposite on
Happens.
the prowl for Kiri, though. She teleports
And the Kitsune
away.
comes out with only 4 people to be able to facilitate off of it. This Kitsune is clearly here to just try to trade out.
Brookdale picking
And
up the
trades
numbers.
do come through with Overclock being able to be popped here. Opposite finds 2, and the Kiriko also found 1, and Cortexa finishes off the Wu Yang here. And I was currently facing against 96%, and they're all sent back to the spawn room and coming back.
Yep.
Brookdale takes first map on Ilios.
Not too bad. I mean, again, it's just like last week. As soon as Brookdale gets that first capture, they're just able to hold on to it so well. We saw their ult economy stay up. Brookdale was able to just play off each other so well, even when they lost first pick. We were able to pull through in these fights.
And the Well only claimed 2 more bodies, or I think 2 bodies that game, so, you know. But anyways, it's very interesting to see Brookdale play that, because I think both games were a little bit different fundamentally, because I think the first match was kind of a mirror matchup. Or no, the second match was definitely a mirror matchup, while first was very interesting. Because of how much damage our Diva took at the first map, our Kiriko already had Kitsune built, and that was by like 30-40%, correct?
Yeah.
So by having that, we just continued the momentum of a snowball there. And because they couldn't match a Kitsune, then all of our ults sped up because we won the team fight. So then now everyone else on the team has their ults, while Western Iowa had just died twice and didn't even gain any percent, while Brookdale sitting at a nice 60 with 3 ults ready to respond.
Yeah.
And Western Iowa eventually did get 3 ults or their ults back online for a contest. But the problem was is that they were sent back so many times to the spawn room that it just didn't even matter. They were going into overtime down a body and completely staggered. And when you're just playing against a game as like Overwatch, numbers are very, very important. And the moment you lose numbers, it can be absolutely crucial. And it requires either riskier plays or safer discretion in pulling away from the fight. And we can even mention this as losing numbers is very crucial, because in the second point, immediately we saw opposite fall into well, which we've all been there, especially on Tracer. We feel for you, opposite. But and then you saw Philo immediately change the tempo of his play, that he was immediately staging for a dive. But you saw as soon as opposite had some kind of contact, Philo immediately looked to follow up that contact as Reaper and claimed, I think it was Wu Yang and Kiriko? Or he forced out some bubbles and then claimed them too?
Yeah.
Or no, he
forced out
claimed
the
Wu
bubble.
Yang and then TP back onto the Zarya, and then it was Kiriko, then Reaper fled. And being able to know when to switch tempos, to be able to increase risk, to be able to net a better reward or play it safe can be very important and crucial in some pivotal moments because of the snowball effect that it can have.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Kitsune so early. Wow.
Yeah, that first Kitsune, it caught me
You
off
love
guard.
to see it. You love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a bit of an ego play, but it ended up working out in the end.
I mean, like, I was literally just about to mention it as I just noticed, and he rips it right then and there. And I thought they weren't going to get anything because you saw the Kiriko get low there, but they immediately they immediately traded Kiriko out because of how much riskier they played, because they had Kitsune, because they had communication, because they had good positioning. They can afford that riskier playstyle to pull back the numbers.
Absolutely.
Overwatch is a very big game about split-second decision-making and numbers advantage and coordination, and it's very important.
Yeah, in the end there, all the pieces lined up. It was a high risk, high reward. It netted us that first fight victory. I mean, and like you said,
and I think, like I mentioned, speaking of risk and reward behavior, our Diva took a bunch of damage in field charge, or I don't know if it was Diva or if it was someone else in particular, but we saw Zarya's beam was confidently at least above like 30 or 40, right?
Absolutely.
So knowing that, Diva's going to be taking more damage, and I'm sure the Diva knew this in mind, and our Kiriko was just able to gain more ult charge. And like I said, that led to everyone else getting more ult charge, which led to a snowball, which led to us holding them in the spawn, and they finally touched with like 95%, you know? So, you know, risky behavior gets rewarded, but knowing your limits of the risk is also very important. I'm sure Brookdale had like months of like communication and chemistry building to be able to reach such a state.
Yeah, even then, it felt like during some of those fights, they were testing their limits a little bit. You know, we saw when that Kitsune went out, Kiri got really low. It was really sketchy at first,
I think it immediately got downed, but then like we saw 3 more bodies just fill the kill feed right then and there.
Absolutely. It had me on the edge of my seat, like for sure.
So it's honestly like very, very interesting to be able to see Brookdale and analyze these situations and like coordinate their plays around that. And especially on the second point, like I was a little scared after the Tracer, which I think anyone would be in this situation. Like that's just the initial feeling.
Yeah.
But our Philo immediately sped up the tempo and was able to go ahead and catch 2 picks off of that and snowballed the fight for Brookdale. But anyways, I believe the next map is a hybrid.
Yep. We're getting into hybrid for the second map. We're gonna be
And it's gonna be interesting if it's gonna be Kings Row again. I have my money's bet, so I was gonna go ahead and be Kings Row. I mean, I don't know. Like I constantly see Kings Row right after being played as their second games. Like it almost feels like a tradition, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting if it was Kings Row.
I'm interested in seeing this Kings Row, if that is what it is. We were talking about it last week. It's pretty
It's
divisive.
just like
Some
it's
people
pretty
really
divisive
dislike
because
it.
like some people love it for the nostalgia factor, and some people hate it because too many people are harping on the nostalgia factor and like holding on to the past, which I get both sides of the argument. And I mostly blame Flats for that because of Reinhardt players, and Reinhardt players, as we all know. But like, it's also interesting because like I mean, like it's such a fun classic map. Like I know it so well. Like I'd rather play that than like Atlas or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a kind of solved map. Like most people know what to run, how to play it, but
And it seems like it's already been pretty cemented as a meta.
yeah. But when you play around a little bit, especially just in ranked matches where it's a little less serious, and you switch up, switch away, and like divert from that hard meta that's developed over time, you can really have a lot of fun.
I agree. And also, I think personally some of my like most fun matches are on Kings Row. I don't know why. It just happens to be like that.
Yeah.
I think it's because like everyone mentally like recognizes it. Oh, Kings Row, and there's like a subconscious, maybe like a psychological factor to it. But I don't know. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
I'm personally a Midtown fan.
Midtown, really?
I love all the off angles with Tracer.
I mean, that's not ridiculous.
like the first room, you have like that lane with medkit. You have like the room by like the entrance of attackers. You have train you can hold. You have the high ground in the room to stage off for point. And then you have like the other side lanes, especially after you cap. You have the entire right lane where like the mini is and like the high ground is for that bridge. You have the low ground between the 2 different rooms, and you can pop out on the flank there. And then, especially on the second point. I mean, I feel like second point is a little bit tighter on that like second half. But like, you have the high ground you can take. You have a little off room, and then I think they did some Midtown like map reworks within the past year or 2. So there's like a little bit more flexibility with it. I could be incorrect about that. I'm not 100% sure, but it does feel a little bit different in like some points. Maybe it's just because like I'm not using the map as much. It's probably a placebo effect. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But like I just love the off angles. I love playing Tracer on it. I love just double blinking and just constantly controlling space.
It's a good tracer map, but I feel like for me personally, I like to play a lot more support. When I do play ranked and stuff.
I don't think it's it feels like specifically only fun for Tracer or like
Yeah.
other high mobility
It's-
characters. 'Cause,
it's
like I try to play
definitely-
I feel like also like poke characters can have some fun on that map. I feel like there's like some fun high grounds or like long range setups, like especially on Ana.
Yeah, honest.
I had a actual coordinated life weaver, so basically it was like a poke composition where we held between that off angle room with a Tracer, a Sigma on the high ground, and like a Sojourn on like near lane or cart, and then we had a life weaver playing next to all of them, but we had a life weaver tossing petals to me on Ana all the way in the back, so then I can sit all the way back on that like the first point on Midtown.
Yeah.
And you know how much sight you have there, but it's being blocked by bridge. Now it's eliminated.
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm
kind
being
of
pedaled
evil,
up. So
bro.
it's pretty
You're
funny.
kind of evil for that.
So then I can just just toss antis wherever I want, and then my team will just collapse on that, and it was pretty fun.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome, but low key, you might be going to hell.
I'm the speed. If you laughing, you going to hell, and
Oh.
they still laughing.
My bad, my bad.
But anyways, yeah, no. So I'm very much excited. Hybrid is a very mixed game mode. I believe we're experiencing some technical difficulties, but it's just we're just gonna be here with you for the time. What are some of your favorite hybrid maps that you think about it?
I mean, I don't even know. I think hybrid, I really like all of the hybrid maps, honestly. There's some that I definitely like a little less than others, but I don't think there's any that I would say are just downright.
I feel like
on
it's just like
fun.
a half decent game mode because like it's not like I'm like polarized to hate or to like love, but it just feels middle of the road.
I don't know. I feel like my favorite modes are really like escort and hybrid.
Like that's what I mean. Like I don't like because I mean at least for me I really like what's it called? I like escort a lot, and like hybrid's kind of like iffy for me because there's like some maps I don't like and like certain points. Like I feel like the introduction to King's Row and like the ending of King's Row is very difficult.
Yeah.
But then there's also like the in between which feels nice, and there's like also certain maps that don't have that kind of factor to it, and it's like very like hit or miss for me. But yeah, it's just what are your some least favorite game modes?
I
Flash.
mean, Flashpoint, obviously.
Flash.
I'm the Flashpoint hater, dude.
Okay. So we go like escort, hybrid, control, push, flash, and then clash. But anyways, I hear news that we're gonna be loading in soon.
Yep.
So technical difficulties might be over, but regardless, yeah, no, I just feel like clash and flash are just very bad.
Oh, yeah, look at that. We're on King's Row.
What did I say, everyone? It's almost like I'm a psychic. It's almost as if I have eyes, like a sixth sense.
Yeah, you should play the lottery, but give me the money.
You know, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should also play the lottery and give me the money.
Nah.
Nah?
Nah.
But, think about it. I'll put it into Wingstop.
I mean, the Wingstop fund, that could be pretty insane.
Wingstop funding might be going crazy. But anyways, do you want to talk about the compositions, or would you like me to?
I can talk composition, sure. Western Iowa Tech is running the Zarya, Mei, Sojourn, Kiri, and Wu Yang, which, honestly, I'm pretty interested in seeing how this will work out. It's a little brawlier. They'll be getting in there, definitely getting their hands dirty against Brookdale.
It's a lot more of a brawler kind of pick, especially with the Wu Yang wave and the Mei and Zarya. But you have your hit scan pick, and then you have Kiriko to just be the band-aid and fix everything.
Yeah.
But if you would like to talk about Brookdale,
Yeah, Brookdale's got the Hazard, Widow, Junkrat, Lucio, and Kiri, which, again, it's a little brawlier. I'm interested in seeing if Opposite can get any picks early on here. Oh, nope, absolutely not. He's switching to the Sojourn.
Hazard just seems to be trying to contest the enemy Sojourn tag ground, knowing that she's the absolute kill potential.
Yeah,
between
forcing
Sojourn
in
and
off the high
Wu Yang.
ground there.
Zarya's below
Doesn't
low.
get picked,
Bubble
though. No.
force. Rail comes out and Wave also comes out. And
Ooh, it gets
Hadrak gets
traded.
taken down, but Sojourn trades the enemy Sojourn,
Oh,
and
but
we
it looks
trade
like
the
Brookdale's up
Kiriko.
here.
Remix manages to
Wu
get
Yang
off
gets
on the
picked
flank
by
and gets the
Remix.
Mei and the Wu Yang here. So Zarya is the only one left alive here. The backline gets dismantled, while Hadrak definitely did get traded. It didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's King's Row for you. That first point, it is either you get absolutely held in your
or-
spawn, or you break out mad quick like that.
And now we can go ahead and see Brookdale just trying to take space here, especially while Iowa just hasn't been able to set back up. We find the pick onto Ant there. What a clean shot from opposite. He's clearly been sitting his time in Vaxa. You know, some say the lonely hit scan frees their mind in Vaxa. But we see Brookdale just going ahead and just trying to just take space here. They're forcing resources on Zarya. We see the other bubble coming out, and we see Wu Yang's healing beam also being forced. Zarya's trying to recontest and take some space, but clearly can't.
Shots from Hazard here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just feeling the ults for the supports, I guess. But Maywall comes out, and the May gets immediately picked from being on below half. And the Junk sets up for the flank here, sees that people are below half, and manages to go ahead and get a trade. Eats a railgun, but lives it. No one else can be doing that but Remix.
Yeah, that gives Brookdale some good footing going into this fight, though.
Tyre's coming out here, hopefully to go ahead and disturb even more. Iowa's already kind of like disturbed. We see Rain coming down, and or Downpour coming down, and we see Downpour secure Kiriko while Riptire secures Zarya. And Havjad immediately trades out Sojourn, which the enemy Sojourn took out opposite. It's going to be very interesting. Brookdale's already staged for this point here, despite cart progress, and we're clearly just sitting here to contest space and force out resources. So when they eventually do come to the cart, they're on the back foot.
Yeah.
But how risky is Brookdale going to be playing on the space? We see that we have one person only pushing the cart here.
Yeah, Cortexa left behind on cart. It's a little heartbreaking.
Zarya bubble forced out. Remix takes high ground. What?
Remix picks up Zarya?
He picks up the lingering mine, and he just hits Kiriko with the conch mine.
Brookdale now pushes ahead.
Havjad manages to pick up the May, yeah. And Iowa is just forced to reset here.
Remix doesn't want to leave him alone, though.
It's just a shame.
At the spawn doors.
At the spawn doors once again. $5, he gets a boop kill. Yo, Chomps or Havjad. I'm just saying $5, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, get the boop. Oh, Chomps immediately gets traded, and the enemy Zarya picks up our Sojourn. Zarya picks up Remix here, and it looks like we're all completely reset here.
Yep, Brookdale forced into a reset.
I mean, like, we were sitting in their spawn door. It just flew close to, flew close to the sun.
Too close to the sun.
I can't speak today. It's been such a long day.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens. It happens.
Zarya bubble forced. Enemy Suzu also forced. And Havjad takes the high ground here, just forcing out more utility. This Zarya is clearly charged up.
Oh, wait.
Sojourn Rail flies out on Chomps, and he's below half, so Zarya cleans it up. While the enemy Kiriko cleans up opposite here on the Sojourn. He's allowed to walk up here, but Zarya just gets free charge off of that. It's very interesting. And, ooh, you just saw that beam graze him just for a second.
Oh.
He's at 6, and
gets picked up by Conchu there.
Same more rivals. But anyway, the May picks up Chomps here, and it's just, we're just sitting in front of the spawn here. And I think the Zarya is just very much charged up, and we're just not able to find that first pick. It looks like Brookdale needs to play a lot more faster, especially because his enemy Zarya is so charged up.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Havjad just kind of needs to take space. And you can see wave coming out, resources being extinguished, and they respond with their Kitsune, and we're kiting the Kitsune here. This can be very crucial, actually. If their Kitsune brings no value, this is going to be absolutely crazy for us.
Yeah, it's looking like that.
No value Kitsune. Yeah. And we get a pick on the May. So Grav comes out here to go ahead and pick up on the lack of kill, but Remix manages to pick up 2 here on the Sojourn and May, and Opposite manages to trade out the enemy Kiriko. Zarya manages to trade out Chomps, but what happened to Zarya? There's been 3 environmental kills so far?
That's the 3rd one, yeah.
Another one, he says. Western Iowa has 3 different ults. May ult, which is very strong, and Overclock, which can be very lethal, and they also have Wu Yang ult to be able to flip a fight, while we only have Tyre and Kitsune. But Kitsune in itself is very strong. It's going to be very interesting to see how we play out here. We also have our own OC coming out. Kitsune and Tyre comes out at the same time. We're letting the Tyre charge up, and we're catching the trade on the May here, or the pick on the May here, while the Overclock managed to pick up 2 between Sojourn and Kiriko. Opposite just keeps on eating, and Havjad, he just eats Wu Yang.
And that's round there.
And Remix just picks up the Zarya. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it's just like so many kills happening so fast. It's like, how can we even just keep through it all?
Yeah.
But here we go. Brookdale just managed, like I said, they just needed the right tempo. I think Brookdale is very good at just being able to catch their tempo and being able to readapt and reapply.
Yeah, you saw in that last point, though, for a second they were losing the plot.
We were
had
losing
such
the
good
plot for a
momentum,
little bit, but we got spawn held a little bit.
For a minute, yeah.
But we saw that the enemy Kitsune got kited, and that kite was absolutely pivotal for Brookdale being able to flip the fight. Because now without Kitsune, they can't really respond as well. And I don't think Iowa had ults to be able to respond after we engaged on downpour Riptire.
Yeah, nah.
Right, it was a downpour Riptire. Because, no, it was Grav. We Riptired because Junk picked up on May. Grav came out, and then we picked up Zarya, and then I think everyone else after that.
Yep.
And we could just see Brookdale, as soon as they gained the momentum, they kept that in their hands.
Would you like to get into the comms for this round?
Sure. So we go ahead and see Habsrat on the Diva. We see opposite in Remix on the Hanzo and the Junkrat here. And I believe they're on defense. Yes, they are. So we can see a lot more of a pokier type of gameplay happening here. But also, I think they're ready to brawl if the situation happens because Junkrat provides very good close-up utility. And you know you do not want to face a Hanzo arrow straight in the face because that's absolutely terrifying. And Diva in her can control a lot of space very quickly and be very mobile. And you can see the Hanzo just immediately threatening this long angle here. You see the enemy Widow there, but completely scared to poke. But who knows if Hanzo's going to be able to get a free headshot on this Widow, or if it's going to be the other way around. He's dancing. I told you all, you need to respect the Hanzo range. There's a popular Coach Ochi video, I believe, and she talks about the presence of Hanzo's threat. And just knowing that the number advantage just came out here, it's just very threatening because now they don't have any long-range space to control, and we're just going to be able to hold them up in these long chokes between Hanzo arrows and Junkrat mines.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Habstrak's Diva in action here again.
And we see the Widow on the top there, and we see the enemy school trying to take an off angle up there to be able to poke out our Hanzo and Junkrat, but our Diva's just not letting it happen between shoving her face in front of the Zarya and shoving her face on the off angle.
There's Zarya's out of position here.
Absolutely, with no support, but the Symmetra and Kiriko are taking high ground. Will they be able to do anything? Looks like Western Iowa swaps off the Widow here.
Abstract D-Max.
And I mean, I don't think I managed to go ahead and talk about it, but they got to pick on Kiriko. Yeah, they're just going to be hard resetting here, so I'll just take a brief moment. It looks like Western Iowa is leaning for more of a brawlier composition with Zarya and Sim, with Juno to be able to facilitate speed. And they have their typical hit scan picks in.
Man. I was kind of turning this around here. They picked Abstract.
They got Habstrat, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can see the point of it. So the problem is that Diva can't control space for long, while Iowa can between Sim and Zarya. The damage is very lethal, and you can see it happening here.
Oh man, Cortexa gets picked.
Yeah.
Sim there.
Western Iowa picked off one, and Brookdale's just been trying to scrape off numbers.
Yeah.
They lose the numbers game because they lost one at the start. And they managed to take off space. We couldn't sit in front for a full brawl.
Yeah, we got to get a quick reset in here before we get back into
And I think that's just the key difference. Brookdale wants a quick pick.
Oof. Opposite gets picked there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's him that gets picked in the situation.
Giving Iowa the numbers advantage going into this
Iowa
fight.
just still has charge here, and Zarya's just able to keep walking here. And they have the snowball in their favor. They have Grav online. We have Kitsune and Tyre, though. But Simwall is almost online, too, which is very pivotal.
Yeah, this Zarya is always charged up. This is really unfortunate for Brookdale
But
here.
Remix manages to pick off Ant, while Contra managed to pick off our enemy, Brookdale Lucio. We can see Hazrat just sending it in here on the Sim and just getting left-clicked by Zarya and Symmetra. Like I said, I think that's a strength of Western Iowa.
Yeah.
Being able to just show pure brute strength over time.
It's looking like this Zarya is really keeping the ball rolling for him.
Mm-hmm.
She's been charged up this whole time, keeping pressure on Brookdale's front line.
And we can see Symmetra picks off Remix in the back line, and we coach gun into the wall, and Zarya manages to pick us off. It just looks like we're going to be held. We need a hard reset here, and I think we only have enough time for really one good ult.
Yeah. We probably got one more good fight before they claim
point.
this checkpoint here.
And we have Tyre to be able to start off with, and we have Beat building soon. But they have Orbital, Kitsune, and Sim.
They got pretty much everything but Grav in the chamber right now. So it'll be an interesting fight, needless to say.
If Brookdale comes out on top of this, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, crazier things have happened.
opposite is trying to control the space up here, but the Sim just giving it up with teleport. Tyre picks up Freya.
Man, opposite.
And the Junk is on the flank here. The Juno clearly flying, and the Juno leads the Junkrat straight into the Iowa Kiriko. And Remix finds the pick on that. And Opposite finds the pick on the Symmetra, and it just looks like that Iowa was just forced to step back. We catch the momentum right before the second point. That flank on Remix was very pivotal.
Yeah, that was very big. But it seems like Ant just picked Cortexa here. I mean, and Brookdale's down a healer going into this fight.
We have Beat here, but do we really want to use Beat to save this? And it looks like Remix is going for a way riskier play here to be able to just try to hold on. But Habzat just doesn't have it to survive. And they drop Kitsune despite Habzat already being half. So we go ahead and drop Beat. And Uvanka Da and Grav come out. Bola Shot and Grav go ahead and hold up everyone and catches 3. Remix trades 2 somehow, and he's the last one alive, but he can only do so much. That was 3 ultimates from Western Iowa?
Yeah, looked like it.
And that was Tyre and Beat from us.
Yep.
Yep. We have Bob coming up at 81%. We have Downpour up here, so if we just get some coordination with Downpour, it can be very pivotal. And by next fight, Cortexa should have Kitsune. And in like probably 2 fights, Chomps will have Beat. So we see this SMTP trying to be broken here. The wall coming out. And we're behind the wall, which is very dangerous. But the Kiriko comes through. Good coordination and calling on that. We're not really able to do much with the wall, though, because of how much space it just holds. The Sim is able to walk in and TP on everyone and get facilitated to walk out with the bubbles.
Bob goes out.
Yeah, the Bob coming in to go ahead and hold everything down.
Do something. Oh, they just shred through Bob, unfortunately.
Opposite's at 3, dancing with his life. Bob gets shredded, Opposite gets shredded, and so does
Hazard
Remix.
pick up Juno here?
We drop Kitsune, but we're only down to 3 fighting for the point, man.
Not looking good.
Numbers just keep coming through. And Brookdale, it's 3-3 right now. We're going to have to go into the 3rd game. Or not 3rd game, but round 3.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty close. Brookdale and Iowa both got about the same time. I think
Let's go ahead and see.
Iowa's at 2 minutes. Brookdale's at 2:18.
2 minutes, 2:18. So it's going to be very even on the dot here. I told you Western Iowa can put up a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in seeing how this round gets played, especially if is Iowa on defense here?
I think.
I think so.
Could be incorrect about that.
But either way, it seemed like Brookdale's attack was definitely a lot stronger than their defense on this map.
I think Brookdale is just a lot more of an offensive tempo setting team. And don't get me wrong, they can play reactionary very well, but I think specifically with Western Iowa's game plan with just the hard brawl, the reactionary gameplay doesn't really set because they can just impede despite your reaction.
Yeah.
Beam is just that powerful where if you let them get that charge, the numbers will just be too unfair for you to fight against.
I mean, even on a simpler level, for those of you who are attackers advantage believers in the chat, that could really boost Brookdale here. You know what I mean?
So going back in.
Or wait a minute, my apologies. Iowa.
I see
Brookdale's on defense.
Brookdale changing up the composition with a Baptiste Juno backline and having Opposite and Remix both on DPS. Looks like a lot more of a pokier type of setup here with a hit scan on Opposite and Remix to go ahead and just force out utility and have that just taking space. While we see the same composition from Western Iowa, just hoping to go ahead and brawl and stay alive and just get beam charge. See the speed ring coming out, and you see the Zarya already walking onto the point. The Sim immediately dropping the wall there because we're on round 3, so they get perks.
Kiri gets picked up there by Remix.
And this could be very big because of that off angle right there. The amount of like space he can control there. Setting up the trap for the Sojourn there so no one can go ahead and like aggress on the off angle there. And it's just very interesting to see that Sojourn holds this angle while Junkrat can just spam mines off the corners there. So it's going to be very hard for Iowa to take it, but they have to be able to do a coordinated TP play. Yeah, I mean, that was the only way Iowa can really close the distance, but you can see that their resources are being forced out too much. Remix is able to poke out from the side here, and while the Zarya just keeps getting lower and lower from the front line, you see Hazrat manages to trade out the Zarya, and they're forced to back up again. It's very interesting because you see either we control a very aggressive choke and just funnel kills out the choke, or if they walk past the choke, we kite backwards and start making them face high damage. And they have to either survive and get a kill or they die.
Yeah, I mean, really, you saw it there from Opposite. He kited into his team and they were able to convert that fight. Honestly,
and you can see that they have a lot more space to control here with Freya taking the high ground. He manages to get a pick on Opposite, but Opposite manages to get a pick on the Juno here. DPS for DPS, while DPS for support. Remix manages to get a trade on the Kiriko, and enemy team supports fall. Our Protector falls, while Havzat manages to trade out Symmetra. And with no one else for the Zarya, Havzat manages to trade out. Bola comes out on Chomps, and it really was just an unnecessary Bola because it really is just those 2 alive left. The Bola got no value as Juno is traded here, or as the enemy Juno is picked off. Now they don't have a bullet to play into here too, which is very, very crucial. They have 10 seconds, yeah, 10 seconds with no ults.
Seems like they're pushing in.
That Bola was really their play. They have to get Grav soon. They have to get Grav or Kitsune soon.
Will they be able to though? Now down
Tyre is
to
soon
one bubble.
flying out. Can he manage to get a kill off of this? The Nitro
Oh
Tyre
my
flies in on the
goodness.
Freya.
Catches Freya.
Hazmat manages to collapse on the
Kiri's
Kiriko.
down.
Juno trades out with the Kiriko. Chomps manages to get a pick off with the team, manages to support all of them, and trades and numbers come out as Brookdale secures the round 3.
It's really a thing of beauty, isn't it?
It's just a thing of beauty.
Absolutely. I mean, going into this next round, I'm interested in seeing.
Now we
what
have round
Iowa's
4
hold is gonna be
playing,
looking
and
like.
it's going to be very interesting to see if Brookdale manages to get either stall held and it goes neutral, or if we manage to go out and win. We played very good on defense there, and I think between our composition of leaning less into a brawl with a Lucio Habs and leaning more into, or leaning less from the dive and more into the brawl with like a Habs Rat Bap Juno.
What are the spectators doing?
I
We
think-
playing Hearthstone?
Ooh, we are. But yeah, no, the BAP pick and the Sojourn pick I think were very crucial for controlling off angles and just being able to get kill pressure. And I think it just led to picks every single fight. We see Winston's peanut butter here.
Okay.
I didn't know Winston was here.
Oh, Fighters of the Storm.
That's based off of
That's a classic, man.
that's based off of the Warhammer series, right?
I don't know.
That looks like the Space Marine guy. Unless that's
Um,
completely incorrect.
but either way, Brookdale starting off with the Widow, which Iowa didn't last round. I'm interested in seeing if Opposite could end up getting a pick this round. Off
He's
rip.
sitting fully in front of the window saying hi to everyone out there.
I mean, yeah, the ego's insane, but if it pays off, I'm
And
all
his
for
entire
it.
team is watching behind him. Let's see.
Very aggressive. Oh, whiffs the shot. Oh
me
no,
see
he's
here.
looking like he's moving like me right now.
0-4. He hit. Oh, he hit the
Ooh,
headshot
hits
though.
the
He hit
shot
that
on
shot. Only
Reaper.
if he charged it.
Oh,
I saw the
Zarya
vision.
getting
Zarya gets
low.
booped up and completely out of
Remix picks
position.
it up.
Wow.
That's looking really strong
And
for
yeah,
Brookdale.
I mean, Brookdale got completely
mean-
hit by the ante, but it doesn't even matter here. We just completely pick up trades, and Western Iowa falls here.
Yeah, I mean
I
that
think-
really goes to show you.
Do they
as soon
get
as you
the?
lose
No,
your
they
tank-
don't. There you go.
As soon as you lose your tank, it's
It just
really just the end
really
of the road
is,
for
and
you.
that's the difference between Overwatch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And Brookdale goes 2-0. That was very interesting. I told you it was going to be a good game. We brought it to a round 3 and 4, and I mean, round 4 ended very swiftly, but that's also because Western Iowa didn't get much on us. And it just goes to show how important those round 3 and 4 can really be to flip it. Because we saw Western Iowa get like similar time to us, but in the round 3 and 4, we just managed to pull up a bulwarking defense or a very aggressive offense that just threads the needle in. And it's just very interesting to see Brookdale. Because I noticed, especially, I want to just call out to attention, the round 3, with us on defense, we saw the Zarya and Sim TP onto opposite and the Sojourn on the high ground there. With, I think, at least like level 2 beam on like Sim and like at least like 30 or 40 on Zarya. Like, it was very clear he could have died there, but his trust and his supports, the communication, and having the perks for double slide let him be able to fully kite it and live for the rotation. And because he was able to put so much distance, he has Kiriko, he has the I don't know who they had for third on main support, but there was Remix, Sojourn, and Kiriko all, and like the entire team was just looking at the Zarya Sim that tried walking up, and they kept trying to walk, taking that space because. Like you would want to at the moment. You caught the Sojourn off guard.
Yeah.
But because they got so risky with that, the Sojourn in the in Remix just fried. And then on the second fight there, we saw that they started taking some space. Did they get a pick, I believe? I think they got a pick on opposite actually with Freya.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think they did. And then Remix immediately went on the flank and managed to get a pick or two and was just able to go ahead and trade it out because he traded out Iowa took a DPS for a DPS, while we took a oh my god, I can't even think. Freya killed Sojourn. Junkrat killed I think Kiriko, and we were just able to go ahead and the importance of losing the support there just led to a snowball for Brookdale to win. And I think at the third match, I mean it was just the third fight there, I think it was just a very aggressive fight and we just managed to win out. And they didn't have any ults to really contest for the last 10 seconds either.
Yeah, I mean, really, you could see in every fight, Brookdale's communication, their coordination.
It's
was
the
paying
micro
off really
plays
well.
that completely change, and just like knowing when to go out for the flank, knowing when to play back, knowing how to kite properly, knowing when to communicate.
Yeah.
Those micro plays really make or break your
I think
team
that-
at these higher levels.
I think that play you were talking about where they TP'd onto Sojourn's high ground, that was really a microcosm for the whole game, you know?
Because I think it's very good of Iowa to try to go ahead and take the space with the TP to coordinate for that. But the problem became that Brookdale was able to immediately kite that with double slide and just reposition.
Brookdale was just so
and
good at the
Iowa just
adaptation
wanted to
and
keep
then the
taking it.
punish.
Yeah, and they got punished swiftly for it. Because between a Sojourn and a Junkrat, there is way too much burst damage for you to be able to be walking around willy-nilly like that. You have to be careful. It's like Hanzo, but less lethal. Because the Sojourn really just needs a few seconds of looking at you in a railgun, and like all you really do need is just like a lucky mine to go ahead and finish you off if you're out of position. And we even mentioned like on attack, we saw Junkrat manage to go ahead and boob Zarya out of position there, and just losing your tank there was absolutely pivotal.
What's he doing there on camera?
He's
Oh, he's
dancing?
gone. He's gone. I was feeling
Distracting
something
me
for a
there.
second.
Yeah,
but now
I
he's
mean, I
gone.
really was. You know, I'm vibing with it. But anyways, I'm going to be playing Escort next, and I believe it's going to be Shambali here. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play. It's Shambali's, would you say it's a brawl? Like, clearly it's poke first, but then is it brawl or, like, dive secondary? I think it's dive secondary because poke is the meta there, right?
I'd say probably
dive would probably be secondary, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, there's some strong corners you can hold, but I feel like Shambali has a lot of off angles you
Yeah.
can take between first and
Shambali,
second
I
point.
like. I don't know.
I like.
It's okay. I don't have a lot of thoughts on Shambali, if I'm being honest.
I like first point. I like second point. I've actually coordinated like with 5 sacks to go ahead and actually do like spawn holds that you see professional players do, and it actually works out in my ranked games because you're just holding such because we all go brawl for defense at that first point, so then we just hold that tight wall, and like with a Reinhardt, we just hammer around and like everything, and then when we all die, we reset to like our actual heroes. But being able to hold that manages to buy you a lot of time if you're able to, or just resets the fight so it's less awkward. Second point, I don't mind. Like I think it's actually nice. I like taking the little off angle up there and like taking fights in that little like subsection where you split off from the cave. I'm not a fan of third point, but I don't think there is a third point I'm ever a fan of that isn't like name one good third point, man.
I don't know. I was just thinking about
Exactly.
that to counter you, but
Gun to your
really-
head. Name 5 good points. Oh Lord.
I can't pull the trigger.
Yeah, seriously. But anyways, it's like I really like Shambali. It's an escort map. You can't go wrong with escort, as we were talking about before. Like escort and hybrids are just very consistent maps.
Yeah.
I personally like control the most, but yeah, I get escort's like a hard second actually.
Escort, it's just such simple fun. You know what I
It's
mean?
just simple fun. You push it the payload. You push it the payload.
Yeah, you get to look at the new scenery. As
You get to sit on the payload.
Yeah.
You get to get Rhine shattered through the payload. That's
I
a
mean,
fun one.
I mean, come on. You can't say
Okay,
the first few
okay.
times it happens, you're like, oh man, he got me.
Okay, counterpoint. Why am I BAP jumping in the air above 5 feet and a shatter can still hit me?
Okay, well, that's no fault of the Rhine.
That's fault to the devs.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blizzard. I love shatter. But
I'm a Rhine lover, dude. Be
No, you
careful.
can't go
Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
me when
With your Rhine slander here.
I actually don't like Reinhardt.
Come on, bro.
I mean, like I can play him. I just feel so boring. Like
Bro, it's such simple
Hammer
fun.
is fun. That's the problem though. Like I'm that type of person where I need my brain to be operating at 110% for me to have fun.
I don't know. In a game like
I need to be
Overwatch, where
clicking
there's so
every
much
single
thought
button.
involved, I don't mind a character where it's just I'm holding mouse
That's
one.
why I like playing Diva and Junker Queen on tank, because I feel like I have to press every single button, know when to press it,
Yeah.
right, how to cycle everything properly, or Doomfist even. Like I feel like Doomfist also kind of falls in that category where you need to be very uptight with your inputs and very precise with your gameplay.
Yeah.
Of Reinhardt, you're either just shielding or hammering.
Personally, I mean, this is mainly just because I played Overwatch 1. I'm not as big a fan of Doomfist as a tank, but Junker Queen, I can agree. She is so much
She
fun.
is so much fun.
It's like
Cycling your
her-
knife and your melees between your guns and your carnages, and being able to like properly knife and stack up carnages for more and more healing and less or increased cooldown reduction is very interesting, and it's a fun gameplay loop.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hear that we're gonna be going in soon, so we're gonna go ahead and see the Shambali game.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Junker Queen and Rhine are totally like opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of like how much you have to put in to have a good time. But I feel like just as people, as players of the game, we can both agree Hog is just evil, bro. I don't care how you slice
I agree
it.
with that.
I can't stand Hog.
Man, it's just fundamentals. Like, name one good hook character. Like, let's use Bebop as an example. You played Deadlock, right?
Absolutely.
Just a horrible fundamental design. I don't mind the idea of a hook. I think the idea of being able to punish someone's disposition is awesome. But the threat, I think Bebop is a lot more better because you can buy items to like reduce his stackage. But like if a Bebop just keeps getting hooks and bomb stacks and forcing it, it's just very threatening. And Hog just has one shot. It's very threatening.
Jumping into the game here.
Yeah,
little Shimbali match.
It's a little Shimbali match, a calm little Shimbali match.
Yeah, not too crazy.
Not a little too crazy. We see a Genji here. Maybe he's just having fun climbing walls around here. I mean, like I low-key kind of get it. He's just jumping for joy, man. I mean, look at him.
I mean,
He's just a happy fella.
Remix back on Junkrat here. I'm excited to see it.
We see Goose on the flex here. His flex is very good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a pretty big Goose
very
fan.
consistent.
I'm messing with the geese.
I'm messing with the geese. You right. You right. And looks like we're ready to attack. So we're moving out here, and we see the games immediately being met out. Both teams are facing each other here, and we see the two compositions. They look a little bit similar, but it kind of has brawl roots within it, within each. We see a double flex from Western Iowa.
Yeah,
and
right
you can
now
see
it's looking
the
like a
medium
brawl for the high
punishment of a
ground.
double flex with the Ash immediately getting picked off and everyone else being very low. Everyone's resources are being very forced out here. Our
Rams
BAP is
bullying our BAP.
Yeah, Hazrat just walks up for
Can we
free,
react?
and yeah, we just collapse.
Man.
With a double flex backline, I think Philo and Chomps and Remix are really able to take advantage of that and find the very early pick onto the Ash and just catch numbers from then on. While the Vermont was just forced out and just like taken, because like there was a brief moment we just saw everyone like below half.
Yeah,
from Western
Iowa
Iowa.
already adapting, going back to their Zarya. I mean, I can't blame them.
We
It's
see the
very
cast
strong.
swap here with the double flex backline. It's very interesting we choose double flex. And because we choose double flex, there's no peel for both flex supports.
Philo just
So the Kiriko
having a
just gets
field day
traded.
in this
Yeah.
backline.
I mean, dude, it's a Genji into
Gets
double
punished,
flex,
though.
man.
Yeah.
Like, you just eat them for free. Just force their CDs and they can't do anything. Well, at least, like, Brig has whip shot on a 4-second cooldown. Yep, boop.
Remix. Okay. He picks
Like-
up that kill.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really do much. I think Western Iowa just constantly has an open Achilles tendon here, and Philo is just constantly going to be taking advantage of it if the enemy cast can't stop it. They're choosing to run double flex while running the cast, and the cast needs to be able to peel for the two supports here. Where they need to work as a team. We have Window and Tyre both online here. It's going to be very interesting to see any ults come out. The cast is looking for picks on this and taking a 1v1 with Junkrat. Remix below half here. We're just causing a fight here. Window immediately coming out. The fight ensuring with Brookdale just taking numbers here. Kiriko and Cass got picked off. It just looks like Brookdale's just having a field
Just
day
an
here.
all-out brawl, really. Philo getting low. Is Zarya going to pick that up? No.
Nope, not at all. And we see the Melo, and he gets the reset. And
I mean, Philo's just on a rampage
Eat,
here. Picks
eat,
up
brother.
3, but he's hungry for more.
oh.
It was a mistake. actually. It was a
He
mistake.
overheated.
Okay. But hey, we picked Kiriko. We picked. The
Listen, it's an ego blade. It's an ego blade. He's got an aura farm. You don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't get it. He's got to drop
It
that
was a
blade to like
zoning
like
blade.
shing it.
Zoning blade.
Zoning blade. Yes, he made them very scared.
Zoning blade.
Anyway, he's zoning blade before second point. You can see Philo is just enjoying being
Oh
able to
my
play into double
goodness,
flex. And
Remix
Remix manages
picked
to
up that
pick up
kill.
another kill here. Runs into the Zarya, but he just runs backwards, and the Zarya can't really do much. You don't have speed or anything to really help Western Iowa here outside of just raw numbers and damage. And you see
Philo,
Philo
what
just
are you
being able
doing
to
back
walk
here?
around here, but there's no one
Walks
helping
into
him.
Kiriko's house. Just
Look how spread out
blows her head
Western
off. It's
Iowa
just
is.
insane.
If you're going to be running a double flex for your ranked games, you have to be able to be playing off the double flex or have a main support being able to
huge
play
grab,
and like
too.
constantly peel. That's why you see pro players pick Brig, pick Lucio to be able to properly peel and assist the team. We see Western Iowa trying to achieve that with the cast here, but Kiriko was just away from everyone. And like Cass was with Bab in May, but Philo took advantage of that. And you don't have self-peel, you don't have wall skates, you don't have Brig, you don't have armor. So Kiriko just dies. We
Yeah.
see the grab coming out here, but Lamp immediately being forced.
Oh,
And you
that's
can
a
see him
big
just
Lamp.
immediately just healing everyone through that. And being able to heal everyone through that, we're able to get Window and Beat get dropped. May Blizzard comes out. We don't have a beat to be able to respond, but hopefully we can kite this. Ours is Aria immediately gets trapped, but lives at 49% because she survived outside of the zone. Immediately gets to be able to reset. It's the enemy's Aria is
Oh,
getting low.
man.
Trades and numbers come out as Philo manages to pick off everyone.
Brookdale puts
Oh my
pulled together
lord!
the
Talk
pieces
about.
there.
We need to talk about Goose and Philo's performance here. Honestly.
I mean, absolutely. If it weren't for that lamp at the beginning of that fight, I don't think Brookdale would have had any chance.
And the window ult to be able to just keep everyone because he built ult so much faster because of the grab.
I
You
mean,
can
it's
see
really
Western Iowa
just a
swapping to
beauty.
ball here. The high noon picked off no one, and like Cass, Kiri, and Bap all died to contesting for this. May
Yeah.
falls, and it's just gonna be ball rolling, 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 rolling until he dies.
Yeah. I mean, Iowa really tried committing to the stall there, but
You know?
they just couldn't.
They couldn't.
Brookdale
And
just
like
shredded them
like I
up.
mentioned again, and I mean I'll definitely cover it again once again at the end of the game. How many times am I gonna say again? Jeez. But anyways, we see the double flex backline between Kiriko and Bap from Western Iowa being taken advantage of by Philo. And I believe I mentioned it either last week that Brookdale is very good at picking out weaknesses and flaws on enemy teams and abusing it and taking it for their advantage.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see Western Iowa put more focus into playing as a group and peeling, or just having more resources to be able to better peel with. It's going to be interesting to see what we pick here. And I believe Brookdale is on the defense here. So, Hog.
Oh, no.
We see Brookdale running the clearly a poke-heavy composition. As we mentioned, Shambhali's clearly a poke-heavy map. And, oh my lord, I would hate playing this as Tracer. You have Sigma, Junkrat, Torb,
Oh my
Bap,
God.
and a Lorry.
It's actually the
Talk
Tracer game
about
from hell,
20s.
bro.
Like this is like bunker. This is the modern bunker, man.
Yeah.
This is just modern
I mean-
bunker comp.
Oh, they're
And
off
you
the
can see Iowa running, they were running Hog, but they're running the Queen here. Queen, Wu Yang, Kiriko kind of backline with the Pharah here. Pharah's going to sit here to go ahead and control high ground and just move around in the sky while Queen controls low ground and just walks up with Wu Yang and Kiriko just facilitating. Oh, never mind. We see the Zarya swap. And as we mentioned before, Zarya's just going to walk around. But the Widow immediately getting to half, and the Pharah already a little low. Very risky game we're playing here.
Oof. I was hoping Remix could get a little pick with
Laria-
that trap. That would have been
Laria's
disgusting.
on a very fun off angle here. She's just going to be able to like hold pressure and just build some ult charge and reposition back to her team. We see Sigma on the off angle just upsetting Cart from this angle. Var can't really do much as he just constantly deploys his shield. Remix is setting up on the off angle here, and we see the Widow swap. But the Soldier's coming out of
Soldier
spawn
gonna
right
catch
now,
him.
and he's
Yeah.
going to, is he going to get caught out in the open?
Ooh, doesn't get punished.
No,
That's
turret
actually
goes
shocking
down.
to me.
Philo picks up
Pharah
Pharah
gets picked
somehow.
up, yeah.
And the Zarya takes the high ground here with this without the numbers advantage, but Soldier manages to pick off Remix. But Philo manages to trade out Kiriko, down a support
I
and a
was just
DPS, while
looking
Brookdale's
spread
only
out
down
here.
1 DPS. Philo picks out another. Torbjorn's damage cannot be understated. If he just starts right-clicking you or just start landing headshots, like he's like on par with like an Ashe or like a Sojourn. Like it's very threatening. You know?
Yeah.
He's holding the hammer. He's got to. Everyone, look at this amazing gameplay. If they, he skipped away, but he was repairing the turret. Everyone was repairing the turrets.
I mean, hey, it's all.
And you see
it's
the
all part of
pylon
being
and
a
just the
father.
angle Brookdale's holding here as a bunker composition. They're able to sit very far back and just have Sigma sit on the front and just continuously chuck like spheres into the team here. We see they're all kind of low and their resources are all being drained. The Zarya is critically low
Zarya
and just
gets
gets picked
picked.
here. You can't survive with the Sig and the Lari and the Bap
Oh,
and the
man.
Torbjorn all just shooting you. You're going to get poked. It's brutal. And it's like a D&D character. They put all their stats into poke, and it's working well because Western Iowa can't really close the distance here. And if they can, Brookdale will just manage to just secure the very
Yeah.
important kills.
Oof,
Like
that
we see on the
kill series
Kiriko
is
there.
brutal.
And they're just forced to reset. He manages to get in front of their spawn. Zarya with no bubbles here, just immediately being forced out and forced to reset. Wu Yang's healing is not enough, and it looks like that we're just going to keep abusing it, and we're going to
Just
combine a lot.
disrespectful
That Alari,
Sigil.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
He just cleaned up everyone, man. We didn't even need to combine it, man. It's what's that? I can't even remember.
They're just getting bursted
slaughtering
down
them,
in
and
the
it's
air
like
there.
animals or
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, like it's tough because you see Brookdale just leaning into the poke here. They're not comfortable to walk out of spawn, and many teams would afford to run a brawl around this corner,
Ooh, does
but
Wu Yang
Brookdale
get
has
picked here?
chosen to run a poke. But anyways, Reaper gets ISO grabbed. Lamp gets forced out, so we don't have Lamp for the next fight. Iowa has 4 different ults to be able to respond with, and we already used Graph. We used Wu Yang ult to send it in. Goose manages to pick up 2, though, especially on the Kiriko.
Torbolt coming out here.
Molten
just
Core coming out as
denying
it looks like
space.
his DPI completely went out of whack.
Yeah.
He manages to get a pick on the Zarya somehow after like spinning around with Torbolt.
I mean, I'd be dizzy after that, but
Yeah,
I mean,
Wu
I guess
Yang
this
is
is
below
why
half,
he's
jumping
the
in
big
front of the
ones.
Lari. And this Sig is a little critical, but he's got his supports to play off of. Like, it's bunker. It's modern bunker, and we're just poking him out.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
This poke is really just gross.
I personally, like, when this happens to me in game, it tilts me because poke is, like, so annoying.
Yeah, I'm a poke hater. I would just be throwing the mouse across the room right now.
And, I mean, I was, like, putting up a good fight here. They managed to pick off Goose here. They force out some, I mean, they have some ults here to be able to respond with. We have Reaper and Window currently going through. Window's going to expire. We have a Lari ult coming up soon and Sigma ult. We have Visor in Western Iowa, or Western Iowa has Visor, and it doesn't look like much else. There's only 19 seconds left on the clock, so they need to build ults and restabilize here. Hazrat gets picked off here, and Chomps also gets picked off by the Zarya. So it looks like that Iowa is actually going to be able to get that space and ult charge that they actually needed. And it looks like Iowa has a fighting chance, but 6 seconds are on the clock. Looks like Iowa's going to be going into OT here. Is there Lari just continuously just poke here? Reaper clearly just playing a little risky, but the Zarya wants to take the space here, but the Sigma's here and back to play with the team. It looks like a full fight is going to have to happen here. Brookdale has to go. We have a Lari ult, we have Reaper ult. All they have is a Visor and a grab that just finally came online.
Heavy casualties with only Zarya
and
left
it just
now.
looks like another 3-0.
Brookdale picks it up. Yep.
We just completely hold them out.
And that's the match in favor of Brookdale.
Like I said, they went to the character sheet, they spec'd all their points into poke, and they profit. And they roll the 20s.
Yeah. I mean, you just love to see it from Brookdale, really.
So anyways, yeah. I mean, we see Goose's play here. This is the window I wanted to call attention to. Because of the grav, it forced out him to be able to build out window faster, and he was able to restabilize with window and turn it. It's very important to be able to have moments like that to be able to turn the fight, and Overwatch is like a game of seconds and split-second decision-making. And yeah, we see Goose profit off of that. And anyways, I hear that we're actually going to be interviewing the man of the hour anyways. Goose, the flex support for Brookdale. And we saw his performance today. I think his Kiriko was very important. Not to mention, especially on that Ilios game, how we call out Kitsune being built very early. I wonder if he managed to call out to the Diva in that situation to be able to be like, hey, let me build Kitsune faster, and telling the other support to not help the Diva as much so they can force the resources into the ult rotation for Kitsune.
Yeah. I mean...
and it's just going to be interesting for the interview.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. I think we're all good.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. And yeah, he's here. Hello. Welcome, man of the hour. Hard carry that nobody ever will see, even though we absolutely saw that in the play of the game. You, sir. Backbone. Oh, my lord. Might I mention the Kitsune ult building like very early on that Ilios match?
Thank you.
I think it's absolutely pivotal. Did you communicate to your teammates to let you build Kitsune faster?
No.
And it just happened in that situation because you're just playing Diva into the Zarya,
I'm not gonna
right?
lie, I was not healing that first map. I was just DPSing the entire time.
Who built the Kitsune?
No, I was playing Kiri. I was.
Oh, you're just DPS. So you just built ult
DPSing
charge off that. My apologies,
Yeah.
because I remember seeing Diva very critical. I apologize for that. But either way, your ult rotation and being aggressive in that situation brought you Kitsune, and I saw you just immediately rip that thing as soon as I acknowledged you had it. And the riskier behavior making that you had there was amazing. And not to mention your plays on Baptiste, being able to just restabilize your team in turn fights, especially on that grab there. You built your ult very quickly there with the lamp and being able to have that perk that heals everyone while you use an ability. And then the window just flew out. It just absolutely helped everyone.
Nah,
turn
the way he grabbed on that, it was like above the ledge, so I could just throw my lamp around the corner so he couldn't kill them.
And it's just like it's very interesting. And like it's just like those plays and those split-second decision making and being able to build ults faster leads to important snowballs or turns in fights. And that's kind of like the job of the flex, to be very open-minded and aware of moments of these, you know?
Yeah.
Or either completely go DPS and rampage as Kiriko. Either or. Either way, fun game?
No, it was pretty fun.
Anything like you want to call out? I mean, I've heard a lot about Western Iowa, but it looks like you guys had a very strong momentum.
I mean, they played pretty well when I wasn't in. They almost beat us on Kings Row.
Yeah, I saw that. It went to 3-3, and we had a good round 3 and 4. But I think the round 3 and 4 we very much quickly cleaned up.
They weren't horrible.
No, they put up a very good fight, and it's very strong. I also like their pick for like the Zarya and Sim. But is there anything else you'd like to call attention to? Call out your teammates, how they played.
Junker remix, not very good at Junkrat. He's standing behind the camera right now.
You have to see the face. Like, he was like that little like happy face, and then he just immediately frowned, like the pensive emoji.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like he could get like maybe 1,700 hours on Junkrat next time. But anyways,
Chris is making me praise him.
are you being? Is it like that one image of like the astronaut looking off in space where it's like
I'm
it's
not.
Chris, like, are you doing it out of kindness or?
No, he won't give us free energy drinks, which I think is very unkind of him.
We all know the Brookdale Esports members run off of it. And
No,
they're
he does a
local
good
monsters.
job though.
Mm-hmm. He absolutely does. But either way, completely a good game you guys had, right?
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
Your games were very important. I think your role on Flex was very important, especially with how your team coordinated. And I think Brookdale was it's just your chemistry as a team is just very well.
Yeah, no, it's getting better.
Mm-hmm. I see it. But yeah, no, good games either way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to go over? We're about done with the interview. You want to wrap it up?
Sure. I think I'm good. Thank you.
No worries. It was nice seeing you. Good games. And we're going to be having Tyroni coming back up soon. Welcome back, buddy. How we doing today? How we doing? He's struggling to put on the headphones.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time.
Anyways, we're going to go ahead and have games tomorrow. Oh, never mind. I just heard news that we're not streaming tomorrow. I apologize. Misinformation. But either way, good games both ways. Brookdale managed to go ahead and pull out a 3-0 victory and come back next week for Overwatch once again. You'll be seeing Brookdale once again, hopefully pulling through and working as a team and just showing up as a powerhouse for everyone. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. See you next time.
Goodbye.
Allowing us to win overtime. That was a crazy match, honestly. I think it was really interesting to see both teams adopt a similar play style, both going for each other's throats, so to speak.
And let's see if they could get some more time off. We're going to see another